Kid, me personally, like I said, known of you from bro. Shout out Reaps, you already know.
Big up.
But bro, when you told me you've been in this content space for 5 years, I'm saying, was it facts only?
Yeah, so originally...
Talk to me about that.
How it started, we started a podcast, and the podcast started with my brethren B20, but it's brethren Hunts. So how we came about, basically, look, this is a Y-free zone.
The Y-free zone, brother.
Y-free zone.
Grown.
So me and Hunts used to talk on the phone for hours. Like, we might drive past each other, South London ways, and he'd just be like, yo, on the phone, we talking for ages. I'm like, he's like, do you know anything about a podcast? I'm like, what is that? Be like, bro, the same thing we're doing on the internet. So even having this conversation on the internet, you trying to send me to jail. He's like, nah, bro, we can make money from it and da-da-da. I was like, bro, I don't think I'm all that. I was like, hold on, let me chat to my next brethren, Ben. So Ben is the business side of things. He got the building for us. He sorted the YouTube, the cameras, everything, this, that, and the other. I said, right, do you know what? If you two gel with each other, then let's try it, innit? There's no harm in trying. Cool. The first thing started at my brethren's garage, Big Up Bread. We just sat in the garage, we cracking bare joke. It was mad. That episode could never come out because it was crazy. But the conversations we had, it just flowed. I was like, do you know what? Let's try to do this thing properly. Done the first episode in my brethren's shop. Then we done another one. But imagine the next episode was called 3 Shots of Vodka. So man kind of started off trolling. I was going to ask you, I'll ask the question later, how do you feel about the internet trolling side of it? We'll get into that in a bit. Yeah. So man kind of started off in the space of kind of trolling people, but it was like, Facts Only was how it started. It's like a podcast about serious stuff, but we joke around it. So someone could have the Big C, for example, could be ill. We're going to make jokes about it, like, oh, so that's just our sign then, or, you know, my dad had that, but my dad beat that. Or, I'm sure you could beat it, man, just change the diet. Obviously, it's very serious, but at the same time, people are, do you know what I'm saying? People are interacting with us. I was like, bro, this can work. Started talking about back when I went to Dom Rep, and we met the workers over there, and it was a lot going on. So people were like, nah, you lot are just, this content's raw, but it's funny. We kept going. But then it was that something was missing, because I was obviously everyone knows my face. I was the outlandish one. I was the face of it. B was the man behind the scenes, and Hunts didn't really say much. So then, obviously, that's when another guy came involved. Okay. We'll get into him in a bit.
Right.
But yeah, just things were just missing. And then obviously he came around and he just gave us the extra spark that we needed. And then, yeah.
Really. So first of all, when you forwarded into the space, who else was around at the time that was doing what you was doing or something similar in this content space?
I would say 3 Shots of Tequila were definitely the pioneers of this for me.
Okay.
Without them, I don't think I would have started a pod. Right. I would see them at events. And I said to Marvin one time, I'm funny, you know, get me in your show. This is before Facts Only is even a thing. I was like, I'm mad funny, you know. He's like, yeah, cool, man. Like, cool.
Oh, you little boy did.
I was like, yeah, kind of like, I'm like, no, bro, trust me, man. Like, he's like, all right, cool. But I'm like, no, bro, trust me, I'm funny. He's like, yeah, cool. I was like, all right, cool, man, kind of. So let me do my own thing now. Let me send shots at them. That's how I did the 3 Shots of Vodka.
Yeah.
Cool. And then I started seeing them about, and then I went to Tef had a performance. And I see Loons and Margs there. But I'm listening to No Behavior on Spotify. I'm saying, brother, I'm a fan. And he's like, no, you're not a fan, you're a man then, bro. You're around us. I said, brother, listen, I was just watching you on YouTube and listening to you on Spotify just now. Like, I'm even happy to be here. He's like, nah, but it's not that. Take my number. I was like, bro, hold on a second. Not on a fanboy thing, but I've got Loons' number on my phone. Yeah. I was just watching him on YouTube. Like, Margs, shout out to Margs. I'm just like, bro, you, man, I know your bars. I know your Westwood freestyle. Like, I'm happy to even be around you. So then, obviously, started doing the podcast a bit more. Got a bit more recognition. And then I think was 3 Shots of Tequila first before No Behavior. I think I went on 3 Shots before No Behavior. But me being me, them lot didn't know who Hunts or B20 was. But me, I'm a man that likes to bring all my friends. So I'm saying, brother, you gotta, what tracks only bring these two? Them was like, you don't need them. But I'm saying, bro, I'm part of a podcast. There's 3 of us in total. These 2 need to come on the show. I was like, there's not even enough space and so I was like, oh, but how am I gonna do this now? And on top of that, like I said, later down when we started getting more recognition, there was another member added. So it's like, bro, how am I gonna do this now? So what, like I said, obviously later down in the episode we get into it more, but it makes sense why I'm here now doing this thing solo. That makes sense. Because a lot of people, they mess with me, but they mess with others because of me. It's like if I don't have to make these people mess with other people, just mess with me, innit? Because as you know, I'm a cool person, bro. I don't have no issues with nobody.
Yeah.
I've only gotten issues or silly internet feuds over this latest stuff that's been going on. And then even that, it's not even directly through me. Or I'll be trying to save someone for something that they've done.
Okay. So then how did Facts Only dissolve? What's the reason?
So we was recording. Obviously the new member came along. Shout out to Chinx, big him up. And he just didn't really get on with B20. But it was a thing like, it's not obvious to people that are watching, but it's obvious to us. And it's like, bro, listen, we're gonna be monetized soon. Because we've been doing it for like 4 years with no money.
Okay.
Paying £400 a month for the studio, for equipment. I think we, in total, probably putting about 20K between us and not made a penny out of it.
Yeah.
So every month it's like, bro, rent's due. Bro, we got to upgrade the camera. Bro, we got to get new lighting. Bro, we got to edit. We got to do this. And it's just like, everyone's like, oh, bro, I'm just putting money in for no reason. But I enjoy recording with you, man. But it's like, I'm not doing this. Obviously, Chinx came along and started doing the editing for us, what we'll talk about in a bit. Then, what was the question?
Chinx was doing the editing. Why did it dissolve? Facts Only.
Yeah, cool. So, how it, obviously, like every month we had to pay. Chinx didn't see the point in paying because he came in so late, which is understandable. Because we're already paying for the studio. If he was here, he wasn't here, he wouldn't be paying, innit? So then we was like, bro, we need an editor. So we're going to pay you to edit. He was like, cool, no problem. He was editing for us. I think maybe for like, I want to say 18 months, maybe a bit longer than 18 months. But he got us to a place where we wouldn't have got without editor, I'll put it that way.
And at that time, he had no presence online for himself. He was just your editor.
He was doing content before, but I don't feel like no one knew. Because like I said, he's got videos, he's in music, he makes music, innit?
Oh, he makes music? What, as a
saying.
rapper?
He's got videos on Grime Daily, bro.
He's a rapper?
Yeah.
Chinx?
Yes.
Right.
So yeah, he was doing content way before me.
Okay.
Way before, like music, like I said, big up posting them man there. He had a podcast, I think it's called 3DR Podcast, I can't remember the name.
Okay.
It wasn't getting no views though, no traction at all. He was doing this thing on Snapchat called like Pause Police. So it's kind of like the whole pause thing and why for that and all that. He was doing that way before, but no one really knew about it.
Okay.
Obviously then, I knew about him from the ends. So then we bring him onto the show, whatever. He started getting more recognition.